Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hiba.
And I'm Zaid,
You're listening to Diary of a Matchmaker.
a podcast that will take you into our world as matchmakers.
We'll share our experiences and offer advice for the single Muslim.
So let's dive in.
Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to another episode. We had a really fun 3-day weekend. It was Victoria Day yesterday, and we attended the MAC convention. We got to see Sean King live and a bunch of other really cool activists and scholars.
MashaAllah, very inspirational.
Yeah.
Muhammad Fadil as well. I got to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's a cool experience. But it was a cool event. And before that, actually, the day before that, I talked to my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to her in a while. She's my best friend. Mashallah, she's highly educated, pursuing her PhD. She's very beautiful, mashallah.
Yeah.
And
Gets lots of proposals.
Even though she mentioned that lately she hasn't been getting any proposals, like for the past year. And by chance, she was walking in the campus, and she met this lady who she knows. And the lady asked her, "Oh, why haven't you mentioned that you got married? We didn't know." And she was taken by surprise because she's like, "What? No, I didn't get married. Where did you hear this?" And she kept investigating until she found out that this guy who proposed to her twice and she rejected him twice, he started this rumor about her that she got married. And turns out he was trying to يقطع بنصيبها, trying to stop her getting married.
Good fortune, I guess.
Good fortune,
Yeah.
exactly. And I don't know, I was taken by surprise hearing this. I felt absolute disgust, and at the same time I felt bad for this person. Like, how low of a self-esteem you must have to do something this evil.
Yeah. Guys, I mean, the main thing I can say about that is guys take rejections pretty seriously. They take it to heart. They
You
don't
guys
like
have
it.
very fragile ego.
Yeah, I guess we do. But I mean, we all know of those cases in Pakistan where girls would get acid thrown on their face because they would reject a guy. And of course, obviously, that's an extreme case. But the point is that, I think guys take it more to heart than girls do.
Then I think guys should strengthen their faith and their iman and qadar. I mean, it's all part of Allah's plan. And sometimes when we are in the midst of things, we don't see it. Like, why did this happen? But then
we get bitter, we get frustrated.
Exactly,
why did Allah punish me? Why is Allah doing this to me?
Yeah, I wanted this so bad. Why didn't it happen? But then sometimes very soon after, and sometimes years later, you find out why actually this was a good thing for you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this in the Quran in Surah Baqarah, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. It may be that you hate something and it's actually good for you. Or it might be that you love something, you want something to happen, and it's bad for you. And Allah knows and you don't know. And isn't it enough to just renew our faith in Allah and in His plan, and just knowing that He is the best of planners to help navigate the rejection phase? Do you think it's enough, or there's more to that?
There's definitely more to it. We've adopted this very romanticized view of marriage where we not only think we can be passive about it, but we think we'll find somebody in college or high school and or we'll find somebody at the local cafe and it'll just be like a movie and it'll just all work out and it'll be all rosy and perfect. But in reality is the 1% of people that do find somebody in high school or college, they go through their own struggles, but that doesn't cover the majority of people, right? That we have to enter our journey of finding a spouse with the understanding that we will get rejected the first time, second time, or third time, and there has to be a level of resilience from the get-go.
So come prepared.
Come prepared, exactly. It's not much different. I use this analogy all the time in workshops. But it's not much different from applying to grad school. We were just talking about you in your journey trying to seek employment after you finish school.
Yeah, I must have applied to maybe 100 places, and the rare occasions where I did get a response to do an interview, it like I didn't hear back from them,
Right.
and I did feel frustrated. But then, subhanallah, if this hadn't happened, then I wouldn't end up pursuing a different path, going to learn Sharia and Jordan, then
Yeah.
meet you, come to
Your future would have been much different.
Exactly. So, subhanallah, ما أصابك لم يكن ليخطئك. What hit you, what happened to you, wasn't gonna miss you. And what missed you, what you didn't get, wasn't meant for you, wasn't written for you anyway. So, I honestly think it just goes back to strengthening our faith, our iman. But
Yeah. Yeah, the analogy I use for people in the workshop is that when you're applying to medical school, different graduate programs, chances are you're going to get rejected to the first program you apply to, right? I don't know of many people that got accepted into the first medical school that they applied to.
Mhm.
But when you reflect 5-10 years down the road and you think, why didn't I get accepted into that school? You realize, hey, maybe the location of that school wasn't the right fit. Maybe the cost wasn't the right fit. Maybe the time just wasn't right. Everything just kind of becomes clear all of a sudden. In English, we say hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying of the importance of qadr, that understanding that Allah knows what's best for us and that Allah has a plan for us. And that we just have to, or in Arabic we say لعله خير.
لعله خير. Yeah, we gotta trust Allah's plan.
Yeah.
But even though rejections have their own good aspect, good side to it.
Yeah. I went through many rejections in my search.
Yeah.
And with each rejection, I got a better understanding of who I was not compatible with.
Mhm.
I was getting rejected for various reasons. Sometimes they were very superficial reasons. And of course, I did get bitter at times. I got upset, and that's natural. But I didn't let that stop my search.
Yeah.
I knew eventually I had to get married.
Yeah.
And so I developed a sense of resilience over time, and it really helped narrow down my deal breakers, my core values, and with each search, with each rejection, my search just got refined better and better and better.
Yeah, so subhanallah, rejections have an opportunity to make you more resilient, to strengthen your faith, and to refine your search. So look at the bright side, I guess.
Yeah, we've had clients crying on discovery calls, girls specifically, talking about their rejections, talking about their horrible experiences. And it is, of course, very sad. But I think what the overriding lesson that we've taken from these calls is that they just didn't come mentally prepared for all the rejections.
Yeah.
One of the first clients that signed up with us, I believe it was during the summertime. I remember this clearly. He was just this eager, excited, just young guy, full of energy. Came up to us and just talked to us for a half hour about our service. And we were so excited to take him on. And but we didn't realize that it would be a journey trying to get this guy married.
Yeah.
For various reasons. Girls would reject him. I think he did reject 1 or 2 girls at some point. But it took some time. And eventually, I think after maybe 6 or 7 rejections, alhamdulillah, we found the right girl for him.
Mm.
And the interesting thing was that he never stopped. He did, to be completely honest, he did take a break for I think a few months, but he never gave up.
Yeah, he was always optimistic.
He was always optimistic. He always followed up with us, put in the work, and so going back to my original point that do not, if you are searching, and if you are dealing with rejections, don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put the search on hold. We've had clients put the search on hold indefinitely, just after 1 or 2 rejections. I remember one guy clearly, and we haven't heard from him since. He's like, I just want to stop my search. Another guy, actually just a few weeks ago, he's like, I'm going to pause my search.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work out with a few girls. So, time is not forgiving.
Yeah.
Keep putting in the work. And on the flip side, if you are somebody that is rejecting people nonstop, you need to take a moment and reflect and ask yourself a few questions. Are you unintentionally searching for perfection? Are you grilling any potential spouse as a murder suspect?
Is your ego driving your choices?
Right? Or are these prospects genuinely conflicting with your core values? Because rejections are something that you will be asked about when you're resurrected. So, especially in North America, and we discuss this a lot, that we are a minority. In Canada, we, as Muslims, we comprise of just under 5%. In America, I believe it's around 2.5%.
Yeah.
So we do not have an abundance of options. We have to take this seriously because time will not stop for us.
Yeah. Actually, there is this story in the Sunnah. I don't know if a lot of people know it, but Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh, he got rejected. So he was trying to get her daughter Hafsa married. He started with Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr told him, give me some time, I'll let you know. He came back and he told him, no, I'm not interested. Umar tried with Uthman. Same thing. No, I'm not interested. Imagine, right?
Yeah.
And then, subhanAllah, a few days later, the Prophet, ﷺ, he proposed to Hafsa.
Yeah, and naturally he was sad.
So then he went back to Abu Bakr and Uthman, and they asked him, oh, maybe you felt something in your heart, لعلك وجدت شيئا, like maybe you felt sad and bad about it. And he said, actually, I did. And they said, the only reason we rejected her is because we knew that the Prophet ﷺ had mentioned it a few days before that he was going to propose to her. So look at what she got at the end, what Hafsa got. Like, she got to be the wife of the Prophet ﷺ, to become the mother of the believers, and Uthman got to be the father-in-law of the Prophet ﷺ.
It's
what
amazing.
an amazing blessing this is, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And these are not like superhumans, superheroes. These are real people.
Yeah,
This
they're
is
human
reality.
beings
They're
that dealt with rejection just like us, but they handled it differently than we did.
Yeah, exactly.
And so rejections are not a foreign concept. It happened during the Prophet ﷺ's time. It's happening during our time. And it's part of the search.
Yeah, life is going to be full of rejections, whether it's when you're trying to get married, trying to apply for a school, get a job. Maybe there's this house you so want to get and you have your eye on it, but somebody else gets it. So it's just part of life, part of the journey. And remember, rejections will help you refining your search, will help you build resilience. And they will help you get closer to Allah. Use it as an opportunity.
Yeah, Allah has a plan for everybody. Sometimes we never know what the plan is. But it's just a matter of putting our faith in Allah and tying our camel, putting in the work.
Yeah. Till next time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.